Now, slices are extremely useful and versatile, and there is way more you can do with slices, and you should know about slices. For example, regarding that syntax here. We learned that we can start at some index and end at some index, excluding the value at that index. But you can, for example, also omit the starting index and just write colon and then the end index. If we do this and we run our program, then you'll see that what we get is this kind of list. So it's almost the entire original array, just the last value, the 20, is missing. And the reason for that is that this notation tells Go to start at the beginning of the array or slice which we are targeting, and then go all the way up to some element with some index. You can also do the opposite and maybe start at the element with index 1, so not the first element, but the second element as we learned, and then go all the way to the end of the array or slice which we are targeting. If we would run this code here, we get the end of that original array. We get this part here. So these are things we can do. What you can't do here, and what you can do in some other programming languages, is use negative indexes. So you can't start at the last element with a minus or something like that. That works in some other programming languages. It doesn't work here. What you also can't do is pick a higher end index than the original array has. We already get an error here that it's out of bounds. So the highest value you can select here really is the end index plus 1. Plus 1 because the last element by default is excluded. So to give you a way of targeting that last element as well, Go allows you to pick the index of the last element, which would be 3. The last element here has an index of 3, and add 1 to it. That's the highest bound you can use in a slice. But of course, if your goal would be to select everything up to the end, you can do it like this, but you can also just omit it, as I just explained a couple of seconds ago. So that's how you can slice and select different parts of arrays or slices. Now, I actually already mentioned it before, but I haven't shown it to you yet. Slices can be used on arrays, but slices actually also can be created based on other slices. So if we have our prices here and we start at the second element and then go all the way to the end, then we can create yet another slice, the, let's say, highlighted prices, where we just use featured prices, which already is a slice itself. And here we now just want to go all the way up to the third element, or the second element, let's say. And then here I want to output highlighted prices. That's also something we can do in Go. And if we do that and we run this program, that's what we get, 9.99. Now, why do we get 9.99? Because here we select the second element all the way up to the end of the prices array. So we select this part here. That's what we select here with line 16. In line 17, we then take this selection and we select everything from the start of that list all the way up to the second element, excluding that element. And that's then only 9.99. That's how we end up with that result you just saw in the terminal. So being able to build slices on other slices is another useful feature in Go.